There is a lemon in your kitchen right now, in the bowl on the counter, or soft on one end in the bottom of the fridge, and you are using maybe 1/10 of what it can do for you. On the island of Ikaria, in a stone kitchen above a village called Rach's, a 94-year-old woman named Demetra gets 10 different jobs out of that same yellow fruit every single day, and not one of them is the thing you are probably doing with it. Here is what I want from you in the next half hour. Grab a pen or your phone, because I am going to give you all 10 the exact amounts. And more important than that, an honest word on which ones the science actually backs and which are just kitchen habit. And one of these 10 genuinely surprised me when I dug into it. Not the one you would guess, so I am saving that for the end. Let me start with the one I would defend, standing in front of any doctor in the world. The very first thing Demetra does with a lemon, before coffee, before anything, is cut one in half and squeeze it straight over a plate of cooked greens and white beans, not as a garnish, as the whole point of the meal, because that squeeze of juice is what lets her 94-year-old body actually pull the iron out of that food. And at 94, iron is not a small thing. Iron is the difference between climbing the hill to her garden in the morning and sitting in a chair all afternoon, winded, watching the day go by. So write this down first, because it is already in your hands. Lemon over greens and beans. Every day. Here is why it works, in plain words. And stay with me, because this is the strongest claim in the entire video. The greens the Ikarians eat are wild ones, horta they call them, gathered off the hillsides and cooked down soft. Greens and beans are loaded with iron, but it is the wrong kind for easy absorption. It is the plant form, what the scientists call non-heme iron, and your gut, frankly, is bad at pulling it in on its own. It travels in a shape your gut wall cannot grab. It sits there, mostly wasted, and walks right back out of you. The lemon changes that. The vitamin C in the juice reaches into your stomach and chemically flips that iron into a different shape, the exact shape your gut has a dedicated little doorway for. It is the same iron. The lemon just hands it to your body in a form your body has a key for. And it does this in the acid pocket of your stomach before the food has even reached your small intestine, which is precisely where it needs to happen. And the size of this is not trivial. This is where I have to be careful, and careful is the whole reason you should trust the rest of what I tell you. Feeding studies have put an actual number on it. Around 100 milligrams of vitamin C taken with an iron containing meal, which is roughly the juice of one good lemon, has been shown to raise the iron you absorb from that one meal by about 2/3. 2/3 more iron out of the very same plate of food for the price of one squeeze. The American Journal of Clinical Nutrition and a review in the Proceedings of the Nutrition Society both land in the same place on this. Now here is the honest footnote, and I would rather give it to you than have you find out later and feel sold to. That 2/3 is a per meal effect measured at the table. That meal, that squeeze. The same line of research is much more modest about whether dosing vitamin C all day, every day, fixes your long-term iron stores. So the way to think about it is not lemon cures low iron. The way to think about it is lemon makes this plate of food work harder for me right now. That is true. That is defensible. And almost nobody at the dinner table knows it is happening. I will admit something. When I first read how strong that per meal effect was, my honest reaction was that it could not be that simple. a squeeze of juice over a bowl of beans, and you pull 2/3 more iron out of it? But the chemistry really is that direct, and Demetra does not know a single one of those words. She does not know non-heme. She just knows greens taste flat without lemon, and that her mother squeezed it the exact same way, and her grandmother before that, back further than anyone bothered to write down. The science only just caught up to the grandmother. So here is the first thing for you to actually do, and I mean right now, if you can. Walk to your kitchen. Open the fridge. Is there a lemon in there? A real one. The plastic squeeze bottle counts for less, though it beats nothing. If there is, you are ready to start tonight. If there is not, that is your one shopping item this week. A bag of lemons. That is the baseline. Everything else I am about to give you builds on that one bag. Now, before the second one, I have to clear something out of the way, because it poisons this whole topic, and I want it gone early. The way most of us were taught to think about lemon is backwards. You have heard that lemon water alkalizes your body, that it detoxes you, that it shifts your pH and melts fat off your belly. I have to be straight with you. None of that is true, and the Ikarians never once claimed it was. Your blood sits at a pH between 7.35 and 7.45, and your bodyguards that range so fiercely that no food on this earth moves it. If a lemon could actually change your blood pH, you would be in an emergency room, not a kitchen. Lemon water does not alkalize your blood. It does not detox you. Your liver and your kidneys already do that around the clock for free, and they do not need help from a citrus fruit. And it does not burn body fat. I am telling you this plainly because the moment a video promises you a lemon will burn fat, you should close it and walk away. Most of the internet, frankly, will not be this straight with you. Most of the internet will tell you a lemon detoxes your liver and shifts your pH and strips the weight off you. And every word of that is a lie sold to people who deserve better. Here is my opinion, and I will give it to you before the evidence, rather than after I think the fat-burning lemon claim has done real harm, more harm than people realize, because it makes folks roll their eyes at the lemon entirely. And then they throw out the genuine benefits right along with the nonsense. They miss the real thing because somebody oversold them a fake one. The genuine benefits are quieter. They are also the reason this is worth your half hour, and they are why the Ikarians have leaned on this fruit for as long as anyone has lived there. Which brings me to the second thing Demetra does, and this one is for your kidneys. Every morning she squeezes a whole lemon into a tall glass of water and drinks it slow before her coffee. Not for detox, for citrate. Lemon juice is one of the richest common sources of citrate. There is a lemon carries close to 5 times the citric acid of an orange. And citrate is the thing that stops tiny calcium crystals in your urine from clumping together into a stone. Picture it like this. Your urine carries calcium and other minerals. Under the wrong conditions, those minerals start sticking to each other, growing until you have a stone. Citrate wraps around the calcium and holds the pieces apart so they never get the chance to clump. And it does a second quiet thing. While it is in there, it makes the urine itself a little less acidic, a little friendlier. And that shift alone makes it harder for certain stones to form in the first place. So it is working 2 jobs at once. And this is not kitchen folklore. This is the second strongest claim in the video, and it has a real trial behind it. People who form stones over and over often turn out to have low citrate in their urine, and the standard medical fix is a citrate pill, swallowed 2 or 3 times a day, which a lot of people find hard on the stomach and easy to forget. The lemon delivers the same citrate in a glass of water. A randomized trial, published in eClinical Medicine in 2021, run out of a hospital in Bergamo, Italy, gave people with recurrent calcium oxalate stones about 60 milliliters of fresh lemon juice twice a day, on top of their normal diet, and at 1 year, that group had meaningfully fewer stone recurrences than the people who did nothing. Now here is my honesty beat, because this trial is a perfect example of why I do not oversell. The benefit faded by the second year, not because the lemon stopped working, but because people stopped squeezing it. Adherence fell apart. Half of them quit, which tells you something almost more useful than the chemistry itself. The lemon only works if you actually keep doing it day after day, the way she has. A jar of pills in a cabinet and a habit you abandon both come to the same nothing in the end. The number that matters is roughly the juice of 1 to 2 lemons across the day. Demetra drinks one first thing and tops it up at lunch, and she has been doing exactly that for 70 years without missing. If you have ever passed a kidney stone or held the hand of someone who has, you already know it is one of the worst pains a body can produce. This is the cheapest insurance against it I know of. Let me give you something to actually try, because the kidney one is the easiest to start. Tomorrow morning, before your coffee, squeeze 1 whole lemon into a large glass of room temperature water and drink it slowly over a few minutes. Notice how it wakes your whole mouth up. That is the experiment. 1 glass, 1 lemon, 1 week. Pay attention to how your morning feels. The third secret moves off the juice entirely and on to the part you have almost certainly been throwing in the bin your whole life: the zest. Demetra keeps a small grater by the stove, and before she ever cuts into the flesh, she scrapes the outer yellow skin into whatever she is cooking: stews, greens, even into the dough when she bakes bread. The zest is where the lemon hides most of its oils, and the headline oil is a compound called D-limonene. It is exactly what you smell when you scratch a lemon with your thumbnail, that bright, sharp burst that hits you before you have even cut it. Now, the third one is also where I have to pump the brakes for honesty, and I would rather do it than not. D-limonene is being studied for how it influences the body's inflammation and oxidative stress pathways, and a body of citrus peel research through 2,024 lays that work out. But a great deal of that research is still in the laboratory and in animals, not in long human trials. So I am not going to stand here and promise you the zest does any one big thing. What I will tell you is this: it costs nothing. It is the most aromatic part of the entire fruit, and you are throwing it straight in the trash. Grate the outer skin, stop before you reach the bitter white pith underneath, and add it to almost anything savory. Worst case, your food tastes better. That alone earns it a place. The fourth thing she does is overfish, and this one is half real chemistry and half plain common sense. When Demetra grills the small fish her neighbor carries up from the harbor, she does not reach for the salt. She reaches for the lemon. A hard squeeze of bright juice over the hot fish, and the acid does the job. Salt usually does. It makes the flavor jump. For an older person watching their blood pressure, that single swap matters far more than it sounds. Every meal where the lemon stands in for the salt shaker is a meal with less sodium, and over a lifetime of meals, that adds up quietly in your arteries where you cannot see it. She is not counting milligrams. She just never learned to drown her food in salt, because the lemon was always sitting right there on the table. And that is the perfect bridge into the fifth one: Because there is a second, deeper way the lemon touches your blood pressure that has nothing at all to do with sodium. The lemon, especially the peel, and the white pith you usually discard, carries citrus flavonoids. Hesperidin is the famous one. Picture the inner lining of your arteries as a surface that needs to stay smooth and supple, able to relax and widen when blood pushes through it. As we age, that lining gets stiffer, less responsive, and that stiffness is a real piece of why pressure tends to creep up after 60. These flavonoids appear to help that lining make more of the signal that tells the vessel to relax and open. And this has been tested in actual humans, mostly using orange juice, because oranges carry more hesperidin than lemons do. A double-blind trial, known as the Citrate study, published around 2021 with about 159 people, found that Hesperidin, rich orange juice, lowered systolic blood pressure by roughly 6 points and improved how well the lining of the blood vessels relaxed, with the effect building over 12 weeks of daily drinking. 6 points is not a drug. It is a modest, genuine nudge in the right direction from eating the whole fruit instead of discarding the most useful parts. This is exactly why Demetra never strips the peel away from her food and throws it out. To her, the peel is not garbage. The peel is half the medicine. That is the honest version, and the honest version is more than enough. Now we are at the heart of this, and I want to take you fully into Demetra's kitchen for the next stretch, because the sixth and the next few are the ones outsiders almost never get to see. The sixth lives in her cup. In the afternoon, she brews the wild mountain herbs. Ikaria is famous for the sage, the dittany that grows on the cliffs, and into the hot tea goes a thick slice of lemon, peel still on. Two things happen at once. The flavor opens up and turns brighter, and the vitamin C in that slice is quietly helping her body absorb more of whatever iron is in her day's food. The same mechanism as the greens working in the background hour after hour. It is a small thing, a slice of lemon in a cup of tea, but she does it every single afternoon, sitting on her stone step with a neighbor or two, the herbs cut from her own hillside that morning. And I want you to pause on that for a second, because it is the thing people miss when they come hunting for the one magic Ikarian secret. There is no single lemon ritual that saves this woman. There is a lemon touching almost every hour of her day, in tiny doses, for nearly 100 years. That is the actual pattern, not the dose, the repetition. The same humble fruit, woven through the whole day, every day, for a lifetime. And that is the right place to tell you where the full picture lives, because I get asked this in the comments every week. What does the rest of her table actually look like? The greens and the beans, the herb teas, the country bread, the olive oil, the lemon threaded through every bit of it, with the real amounts and the weekly rhythm laid out. That is the thing we put together in the complete Mediterranean way, 9-0-day protocol. It is more than 90 pages. Every single food in it is sourced at Walmart, Costco, Aldi, or Trader Joe's for around $14 a week. No supplements, no exotic shopping trip. The link is in the description below this video, and if you are watching on your television, the code on the screen takes you straight there. Then come right back, because the next 4 are the ones I genuinely get asked about most, and the last of them is the one that surprised me. The 7th thing she does is for her digestion, and here again, I owe you the truth more than I owe you a good story. After a heavy midday meal, Demetra sips a little warm water with lemon. The tradition right across the Mediterranean is that the sourness gets the mouth and the stomach working that it eases that overfull, heavy feeling after you have eaten too much. The honest science is genuinely thinner here. We have good reason to think the sour taste does stimulate saliva and get your digestion ready to go. That part is real. But the grander claims that lemon water heals your gut or fixes your digestion are oversold, and I am not going to repeat them to you. So I will give you the tradition and the truth side by side and let you decide. The habit is harmless. It is pleasant. A great many people swear it settles their stomach after a big meal. Whether it does anything beyond that, the studies do not clearly say, and I would rather tell you that honestly than hand you a number I cannot stand behind. The eighth is one of my favorites, because it is so purely practical, and it gets the lemon out of your body and onto your countertop. Demetra uses the cut lemon as a preservative. When she slices an apple or peels a few potatoes ahead of time, she rubs the cut faces with a lemon half, and they do not go brown. That is the vitamin C and the acid together, blocking the reaction that turns cut fruit and vegetables dull and brown and soft. And here is where it goes further than most people realize, and where there is actual lab evidence behind the kitchen habit. Lemon peel and its oils have measurable antimicrobial activity against common bacteria, including E. coli in laboratory testing, and research through 2024 has documented this, including work looking at lemon peel oil as a natural food preservative. So when Demetra squeezes lemon over a salad that is going to sit out on the table, or wipes a cut half across her wooden cutting board, she is not being superstitious. The lemon is doing real preservative work. So do not throw the squeezed halves away. Rub them on your wooden boards. Drop one down the kitchen disposal to freshen it. Wipe one across a stained pot. Nothing in that fruit gets wasted. The ninth is the lemon and the olive oil together, and this is the single dressing that defines the entire Ikarian plate. A good slug of cold-pressed olive oil, the juice of half a lemon, a pinch of dried oregano, beaten together with a fork until it goes cloudy and thick, then poured over the cooked greens while they are still warm. And this is not only about flavor, though it is delicious. The fat from the oil helps your body absorb the fat-soluble nutrients locked in those greens, and the lemon once again pulls the iron across the line. On this island, oil and lemon are not two separate ingredients. They are one single tool used together on nearly every plate that comes off the stove. If you take exactly one cooking habit away from this whole video, let it be this dressing: oil, lemon, oregano over warm greens. That is the Ikarian plate in one sentence. And now the 10th, the one I promised at the very beginning, the one that surprised me when I went looking, and it is not what you would guess. It is the preserved lemon. I will be honest about why this one got under my skin. I had assumed, going in, that the most medicinal thing on this list would be some dramatic juice or tonic. It is not. It is a jar of fruit and salt that solves a problem we have completely forgotten we used to have. Late in the winter, when the trees are heavy with fruit, Demetra packs whole lemons into a jar with coarse salt, presses them down hard until the juice rises and covers them, and lets them sit in a cool corner for a month, until the skins go soft and almost translucent. No refrigerator, no electricity. Here is why this quietly amazed me. It is the whole fruit peel and flesh and all, which means one single spoonful gives her the flavonoids from the skin and the citrate from the flesh at the same time. The two strongest benefits on this entire list: preserved and waiting in a jar all year long. The salt pulls the water out, The lemon's own acid keeps the bacteria away, the exact same preservative power we just talked about, and the peel softens until you can eat the whole thing. One winter afternoon of work, and she has lemons that last until the next harvest, the way this island kept its food alive for centuries before a refrigerator ever existed on it. If you want to try it, quarter the lemons, but leave them joined at the base so they fan open. Pack them tight in a clean jar. Bury them in coarse salt, pressing down hard, top with extra lemon juice until everything is submerged. Seal it, and leave it 3 to 4 weeks in a cool spot. Rinse the salt off before you use it, then chop a little into stews and bean dishes all year. That was my surprise. The most powerful thing she does with a lemon is the one that looks the least like medicine. Now, before you run off and squeeze lemon over everything you own, I owe you 2 warnings, because being honest has to cut both ways. Lemon is acidic, and that acid is genuinely hard on your tooth enamel. Enamel is the hardest tissue your body makes. But here is the part people do not know. It does not grow back once it is gone, and acid softens its surface for a little while after every sip. So, if you are going to drink lemon water every morning, a few simple habits protect you completely. Drink it down in one go, rather than sipping it slowly over an hour, because it is the constant bathing of the teeth that does the damage, not the single glass. Rinse your mouth with plain water afterward, and do not brush your teeth right away. Wait a full half hour, because brushing acid, softened enamel scrubs it off faster than anything else you could do. If your teeth are already sensitive, drink it through a straw so the liquid skips past the front of your teeth altogether. None of this is a reason to skip the lemon. It is just the difference between doing a good thing well and doing it carelessly. And the other warning, if you have acid reflux or a sensitive stomach, the straight juice can sting and set it off, so dilute it well in plenty of water and see how your body responds before you commit to it. These are small, real cautions. They do not cancel a single one of the benefits. They just keep you from overdoing a good thing. So let me give you all 10 again, clean and in order, so you have the whole list in one place. The lemon squeezed over greens and beans, for the iron, the strongest one. The lemon in your morning water, for the citrate and your kidneys, the one with the trial behind it. The lemon zest grated into your cooking, for the oils and the flavor you have been throwing away. The lemon, instead of the salt, shaker over your fish, for your blood pressure. The whole fruit's flavonoids, the Hesperidin in the peel, gently helping your blood vessels relax. A slice of lemon in your afternoon herb tea. A little warm lemon water after a heavy meal. For that settled feeling, tradition more than proof, and I told you so. Lemon rubbed on cut fruit and cutting boards as a real lab-backed preservative. The oil and lemon and oregano dressing over warm greens that ties the whole plate together, and the preserved lemons packed in salt, the whole fruit kept all year, the one that surprised me. 10 use one fruit, and if you only trust the 4 strongest by the actual science, those are the iron, the kidneys, the salt swap, and the blood vessels. The rest are good, honest, harmless kitchen habit, and I have tried to be clear all the way through about which is which. Take a picture of your screen right now if you want to keep this list close, because you will forget half of them by tomorrow otherwise. This is the kind of plain, real, evidence-checked Mediterranean living we document here, every single week. The genuine version, not the magic, cure version. So if it was useful to you, subscribe to the Mediterranean Way, and let us keep it coming to you. And here is the one thing to actually do tomorrow morning. Not all 10, one. Squeeze a whole lemon into a glass of water and drink it slow before your coffee. That is it. That is exactly where Demetra starts every single day at 94. In a stone kitchen above Rachel's, the morning light coming sideways through the window, a single yellow lemon rolling under the flat of her palm before the day has even properly begun. And now you start there too.